Yeah, like, we don't need to go out there. We don't do anything. Like, I'm always busy. She's like, yeah, but you're here. I'm like,
that's a love language to me. We're just watching movies with people.
It is with me, but I don't expect that from everybody.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
I'm Keith.
I'm Curtis.
And you'll never know what happened before this.
Thank you, future Nick.
I read the title. Y'all seen the thumbnail. You know why you're here. ATEEZ, not too late. It's not too late for you to hit the subscribe button and become a real redeemer today.
We can get that out too.
It's also not too late for you to jump on the Patreon for fire content. This is a part of like all the B-sides they was kind of like throwing our way. I wonder what this is going to sound like. I wonder if this is going to be more of a ballad, a turn up.
With a title like Not Too Late, you just never really know.
Yeah, it's not too late. I don't know. It feels like you're about to talk about love because it's not never too late to love. So. Production artist. 차갑게 시들하고 기댈 곳 하나 없는 외로운 이곳 무엇도 안 보여 난 어디로 가야 하나 나 홀로 남아버린 외로운 이곳 Is anyone out there 들리시나요 내가 줄이는 고독이 들리시나요 Oh please 답을 알려줘요 나 홀로 남아 벗어날 수 없는 이유 Too late, too late, oh not too late 이유가 있을 거라 믿어 It's too late, too late, oh not too late 언젠가 마주할 빛을 찾아 I know it's not my fault 잘 살아 멀쩡해 너 잘 먹고 잘 살아 걱정하지 말라고 엄마 아빠 너 잘 살아 그래 맞아 행복해 내가 선택한 건 맞아 근데도 가끔 이렇게 허전할 때는 말야 들리는 목소리부터 기도해 달성 없는 나만들을 이용해하는 거야 너 괜찮을까 너 괜찮을까 짜증 갈 듯이 Is anyone out there 들리시나요 내 웃소리는 고독이 들리시나요 Oh please 답을 알려줘요 나 홀로 남아 벗어날 수 없는 이유 Too late, too late, oh not too late 이유가 있을 거라 믿어 It's too late, too late, oh not too late 언젠가 마주할 빛을 찾아 한두 번이면 되잖아 그만 날 꺼내줘요 흔들리고 싶지 않아 이러다 사라지겠어 죽이고 살리고 미치게 안 하게 하지만 미련 없이 버리고 싶으니까요 신랑 같은 희망이 다시 한번 믿어볼까 하는 환상이 현실 될까봐 그 희망을 모든 것을 다시 살아가 보려 Late, too late, oh not too late 이유가 있을 거라 난 믿어 It's too late, too late, oh too late 언젠가 마주할 빛을 찾아 Somebody gotta run on this. That's my bias.
That new information?
Nah, he been my bias since Promise and Liar. Yeah, I got documented footage.
Oh my god.
Wait. We didn't ask for turbulence, but I appreciate it.
I know. Oh, bring us back like 20 seconds.
The sizzle.
I said I wasn't going to pick up my phone before we actually got off the air, but I need to get this one and the last one. This shit was fire, bro.
No, Not Too Late is the last song on here.
Okay, so that was just sizzle.
Yeah, feeling like I do in Deja
Or
Vu.
it's what they did how they kept fucking with us with the that one beat where they just throw it on the back of anything.
Yeah, where's 4 at?
It's too late. I'm waiting for that run because they showing their ass.
But you know what though? Their B-sides are such a contrast to the stadium music that we said we always hear from them. It's like this is so. I can see this being a cappella. You know what I mean? Like just on stools and benches or whatever, just standing around the stage, just singing out. This song is fire, bro. I like this one. I like this one. What was the last song we just did?
Too late.
Missed.
Missed. Right? They chose violence.
That's incredible.
And that was just the preface.
I know. They just kind of got shit started. Because I feel like you can hear kind of the.
Oh, there's layer in there.
That's the thing. It's another one of those examples when you said you thought
When I
it'd be
said
an
the production-
instrument, but it's actually them.
Where like the ATEEZ really can fool you. Like I said, when you think you're like, oh, maybe that's instrumentation or a part of the production. They're literally using their voices as part of the production. To double down on what you said, bro, this beat is perfect. In the sense of you can get your ballad off on this beat and you can get your rap shit off on this beat. Like you said, you can get a stool performance or you can get this crazy choreo. The beat kind of is trickery because I think those are the pianos like that are just kind of like so beautiful in the back. The fucking bass on here is just like like just kicking you and shit like that. This is fire. This might be my favorite B-side from them. I almost want to let that like digest because I'm trying to think of what else. Because obviously I think things like Hit It to Beat and everything are like B-sides too. This is gonna be crazy in the car test. This is my favorite joint we did from them tonight. Like hands down, and respectfully too, because I like The Mist and
So do I.
what was that? Halazia.
Yeah, but that's a comeback after.
Yeah.
Joint, so that doesn't really count too much. But this joint,
This is good. There ain't no live performance for this.
This is thick.
This is the niggas that trying to look for more content from it.
Like, y'all got any more of them lives back
It's
there?
like, man, it's like, I gladly pay you next week for something.
For a holla today.
Don't stop.
You got lives.
Well, not too late. Got a live.
Fuck yeah, got two joints.
Oh, they got.
You can't
Oh, they
not,
got it. No. That's a clean joint.
They got two joints.
We ain't got to worry about no fucked up vocals or nothing.
Hey,
Which
this
one?
hold on. This might be a YouTube treat.
Oh, you gonna get it? Get it? Well, I mean, no, it is a color coded, so they would probably get it anyway, right?
Yeah. Let's have a conversation about the track though before we do all that because we still technically got other stuff to jump into too. It's already 5:27. But this joint just was decent. I think the line distribution on here was very like beautiful. Like I said, the beat is crazy because it seems minimalistic, but it's so hard hitting in so many different facets. The piano is captivating and it kind of automatically lulls you in.
The textures from the different levels of bass that they were using, they're like boom, 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 like just so underlying. And unless you really got your speakers set a certain way, you might miss it.
But that underlying bass tone that they got going on, I'm not gonna say fills you out. Like I don't know, it
does.
It really holds you up to get punched almost because it's like it's literally holding you up. You're really feeling the song, and when the bass and everything comes in, that shit just punches you.
Especially when they double it up, and they go right into it.
And I think you had it perfectly when you was like, "Yo, I think they can do this performance sitting down," and I'm just like, "They can." Look, it looks like they are sitting down on the one performance. But remember, I said it looked like they could turn up, and I bet they probably turning up on the other joint.
Dancing around doing backflips and shit.
This was good, man. I'm not trying to be a prisoner in a moment. These are songs that catapult groups into fives.
I bet you want to redo your list now, don't you?
In the top fives.
In my list.
Yeah, you already had them and shit. And I told you, they're very consistent. It's just, I know songs can emotionally or sometimes just like with the vibe check be a little bit higher for other people. Their songs are so high. It's just K-pop is so good right now that it's hard to have like your year 5. It's like a inside
This is
struggle.
like picking an R&B group in the 80s. And
Yeah,
70s, bro.
yeah,
You just- Man, whoever's on the radio right now,
or
is
picking a
gonna
pop
fucking-
group at the at the tail end of the
Right.
90s and early 2000s. Where somebody like 98 degrees is better than.
You said no one.
Yeah, said no one. Well, maybe some nigga. I ain't gonna speak for everybody. 98 degrees, man, somewhere like.
No. We were just here for Nick Lachey shirtless.
They just unsubscribe.
Good time.
Fuck Vanessa Carlton.
But yeah, man, I really do want to like do my due diligence together as far as like watching like a guide or something like that to kind of immerse myself more into the world of ATEEZ. And it's crazy too because I feel like these guys kind of like they really do a lot as far as like all of the concept stuff that we had talked about. Just hearing that a group is basing themselves off of pirates could almost. I liken it to hearing about John Wick, and this is going to be a crazy comparison.
Yeah, I'm wondering where this is going.
If someone told you what the storyline of John Wick was on paper, you might think that it would either be corny or that it wouldn't be executed. If not executed well, the movie wouldn't be as good as it is. But the movie is executed well with screenplay, with choreography as far as like the fights go. It's cinematically crazy. Keanu Reeves like is really immersed in the character and you follow him around. So all those elements work to turn a revenge story about someone's dog getting clipped into kind of one of the best action movies ever. With ATEEZ, I feel like if someone just said like, yeah, they're pirates, it could just be like, oh, okay, here we go. What is it, Johnny Depp or what is it, fake ass One Piece? It could be kind of like one of those things.
You watch
But they
One Piece?
no, they got too many episodes.
Too
They
many.
literally over 1,000 episodes. With that being said, with the whole pirates theme, they were able to take that and do so many kind of different things with it, explore different themes and concepts, and even just the videos were never even the same. This wasn't kind of one of those things where people had an eye patch on and just were sitting on a boat. They were able to kind of take so many different themes of that and make it kind of like just really decent. So just to say, like, they took something that other groups I don't think would have been able to kind of do very well and executed it at a very high level.
Were they ever on a boat? I know they had a boat in one of the videos. They ended up breaking it, and that's where one of the keys were.
They always showed them multiple times, and I think one or two times they were on a boat. I could be wrong about that. I don't know why I do remember them either being on the outside of a boat.
I
or
know one
something.
of them, they were in the fucking desert, and it was just like, okay, well, there's no water here.
Yeah, but all that to say, like they just they're different, and people have been telling us about it for a long time. I've been fucking with them since day one, since we've done like the reel and all the other stuff, like from them and stuff. At this point, they just add more notches in their belt. It's getting crazy. It's hard. Y'all creeping on my 5, man. Creeping on my 5. How y'all feel? I've been talking.
No, I kind of
was
feel the same way you
excited.
feel. I think the song was definitely amazing. I love the production. Production caught me first and foremost, and then it just kind of piled on from there. The vocals were amazing. And it's not, see, most groups wait till like the last 30 seconds to give you that sizzle. We were like they probably had maybe 3 minutes left or 2 minutes left in the song, and they already hitting you with the sizzle, and then they're letting it build from there. And it just like never died down. You got somebody in the background who wasn't even given credit on the color coded, just going the fuck off. And then you had somebody else like taking them front. I think it was your guy, like just going ape shit with the high notes. Like it was just, yeah, it was just crazy. Like the rap line is nasty. They can give it to you any way you want it. Pause. It's just like a fire group, and they use all of their skills like so excellently. Like I mean, like you could find it's one thing, you could be supremely talented and still not come off well because you don't know how to use your talents. Like these guys nail it every time, and I think that's why they're consistent. They might even be the poster child for consistent.
Yeah, and that's why I want to learn their names, like all their names, because I feel like I'm being disrespectful at this point. I feel like I'm doing them a disservice by not knowing
Nah,
like
man,
all
just
like
find one you like and just focus on him and shout him out every video.
call him Wanho because.
I'm gonna take another shot.
Guy coming soon. doing?
There were
God?
multiple shots taken.
Pretty much.
Man, just playing.
I got to catch up for the
Yeah,
20 that
drinks
we're
here.
already given.
How'd you like this?
I love this. I'm gonna be completely honest. And it's like, okay, so like the production and everything, I'm definitely like I agree that it was like minimalistic in the best sense possible, in the sense that it was a perfect, it laid the perfect groundwork for both vocal flexing, in the sense that it's the vocals themselves that are carrying the track rather than the beat, and especially almost a somberness for some of the rap track that was laid, I would say. And I just think the two gelled incredibly well. So the beat was really perfect. And then when you contrast that with some of the grandioseness of, Wonderland or any of those, kind of tracks, it juxtaposes so beautifully. And I really love, hearing this side of them. And honestly, the track is kind of one of the more, like, I'm going to say, like, depressing, almost kind of mental health aspect, seemingly tracks. And honestly, those tracks always seem to hit the most for me with groups. Like, I find the somberness in them, like, a really, like, it just allows you to reflect and just kind of, like, just emotionally invest and immerse yourself in. And kind of those are the tracks that really hit the most for me, I would say. But basically, just highlighting like the aspects of being, so lonely or so alone, and keeping with almost I don't want to say necessarily related to the pirate thing, but just the correlation of just kind of almost like being a wanderer and kind of not having a home, or kind of, you know what I mean? Like I feel like the themes kind of correlate in that regard, especially after hearing, Mist and
Like a nomad.
yeah, like almost, and it's weird because almost pirates are almost framed in the villainous aspect in a way. So perhaps there's some call to like being misunderstood or something like that within their work. I can't speak on it specifically until you get into it, but it's just the intrigue is certainly much more than just pirates, and that's something that is really strong for me. And I'm not saying every track necessarily has to be related to that concept or anything, and I'm sure there's quite a few that aren't. But it's just it just, for how consistent they are and how well it could correlate, I just find that in and of itself to be really impressive to me. And knowing that they at least do a fair amount of the production, I'm not sure if this is exactly something that Hung Jun had produced himself as well, or at least was part of the production as well. But nonetheless, I just think the production on here definitely is something I wanted to shout out as well.
I thought I saw people calling them a self-sustaining group, like, can do everything. So I
mean, I know he's heavily involved in the process. I just wasn't exactly sure if this was one of those specific tracks. But nonetheless, I mean, I just found that the production on this really incredible as well. But I like when it gets into a little bit of the verse structure, because in the chorus, it basically talks about trying to find that light someday. Like you're not there right now, but you're just kind of hoping for that brighter future, that light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. But Hung Jun's verse was definitely something that I would say hit for me as well, because he basically talks about like, okay, everyone's living well, mom and dad are doing well, like I should be happy, kind of, but then basically holding on to the corner of an empty room and crying, like a confession to someone without a desire, basically. So it's kind of like everything around me is fine, or seems like it should be fine. There's nothing I can objectively point to, but there's something that's lacking within me rather than my circumstances around me, and just kind of how lost you feel within that. But then the sad part at the end of the verse is, it says everything will be fine, like you're trying to convince yourself, like it's almost like a lie, or just something that you're saying is like a placebo effect almost, where it's like you're trying to give yourself that energy to kind of work it into reality, seemingly. But then when he says basically like an echoing lullaby, essentially, like it's words that are kind of in this like this distance. Dark cave, this distance within you, but also it's a lullaby in the sense of you're crying yourself to sleep, basically. But yet everything around you should be fine. So I just found that, and then the song title in and of itself being like the not too late thing, like not basically giving yourself that hope. So I just thought that was incredibly resonant and really sad as well.
That part almost seemed like success has isolated me and made me lonely, and you know what I mean. Even though I'm doing well, don't worry, mom and dad, but I'm still kind of
because you're pointing to all the, and almost and I can't speak to his or the group's specific stories pre debut or pre-fame or anything like that, but if they were someone who's like, you know, I wish I was able to, you know, get my mom and dad a new house and take care of my folks and everything, and then you get to that point and it's like, why am I, like, I achieved that, you know, I got to that place, and it's still, there's still something about me or my journey or something within me, whether artistically or personally or anything, it just, that still feels that emptiness. And I just find that incredibly transparent and really somber. And then when you juxtapose that kind of, or rather pair that with the beautiful vocals, I just found that really hit deeply as well. And then the last part I was really going to touch on was Minji's verse. It seems, at least for, you know, the early exposure to what I'm seeing of the group, it seems like Minji and Hunjun are the kind of two 1-2 punch with the rap line seemingly. And I'm sure others of course have their moments as well, but it just seems like they're the core kind of members of some of those things. And I could be mistaken, of course, but nonetheless they've definitely stood out to me in the rap verse structures as well. Sorry, just trying to find this one specific part.
Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Basically, at the end, he was like saying, "Hope that this would become a reality. I can't win, so I'm trying to live again." And the thing I like about that is essentially like you're accepting the failure of kind of what's going on around you, seemingly, or just the accepting of like I'm not getting anywhere, but trying to live again as though to imply that you're dead inside already. So just kind of, but how that feeds off of Hyunjun's verse, if I'm not pronouncing his name incorrectly, at least. But just the pairing between those things and the themes within that, I just found that incredibly deep. And then basically the outro saying basically just find the light you'll face someday. Like, in other words, we don't have the strength now. We're not quite there yet, but we're trying to turn over that new leaf to find that strength, to stay hopeful, to find that light at the end of the tunnel, because it's not too late. So I just found that incredibly powerful, and knowing where that would be with track list wise and kind of succession in relation to the album, I just thought that was incredibly beautiful. But especially the vocals too, like just whoever was hitting those particular notes. I want to say it was Jung Ho. I want to say it was Jung Ho who was hitting those vocals. I could be wrong, of course, and I don't want to understate or, you know, misrepresent anyone who was hitting those notes. But if I had to guess, that's at least who I would think was hitting those notes. But it just, they're all incredibly versatile within their rap, their and especially within their vocals, and the way it ties into their concepts and everything we've been seeing. Like, I'm really falling in love with this group even more, the more and more we check out, and that's a testament to, you know, how incredible their discography is.
Whatever. Yeah, man, this is how you do a fucking B-side, man. Like, this is literally the perfect B-side. I almost want to say it blended like a ballad and also felt like a infused hyper ballad at times. This is what you do to get into people's top 5 or to being people's number 1. I think literally today, and I'm pretty sure with the more content we get, it's just going to be very easy to see why ATEEZ is a lot of people's number 1 when it comes to just K-pop in general. But with that being said, jump in the comments. Tell us how y'all felt about this. Give us more B-sides that are fire like this. If y'all aren't subscribed, I don't know what the hell y'all doing. If y'all love ATEEZ content, y'all gonna be getting more of it. Hit that subscribe button, become a real redeemer today. Jump on the Patreon. We literally about to jump into the live performance of this. All our live performances are up on there, dance practices. I think ATEEZ has exclusive choreo battles on there as well. We love you guys. We're gonna holler at y'all. Peace.